Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Finance Roll Show. Tonight, we're going to talk about something fun and interesting. We're going to talk about, can Airbnb survive all these political attacks? They're getting attacked in New York, Philadelphia, various places down south. But guess what? The stock's still up. So tonight, we're going to talk about that and a couple other things. And I got my brother, Jimmy Williams from By the Hood, coming on with us as well. So I might as well bring him on now.
What's up, family? What's up, brother? How you?
Good, man. Good, man. I'm feeling a little out of sorts here.
What's wrong, man? Everything good?
Man, you see I'm clicking off the wrong screens.
You had your noni juice today? Like, you good?
No, I haven't had my noni juice today. You know, that could go a whole different way. But yeah, everybody, we're going to talk about Airbnb. We're going to talk about a little bit about hip-hop news. So I want to bring this one on in a minute. I know I'm gonna get a reaction out of Jimmy from the rip.
Oh, here we go. Must be gotta be Jay-Z.
How did you know?
Listen, man, he should hire you as one of his counselors, man. You always defend. You.
I don't defend him. I just be fair. If
you say so, I mean, you know, you lead counsel.
No. Listen, you know, I call it how I see it.
Except for him.
No, I don't think that's fair. That's not fair.
He must have made a song or album that's really like, touched you in a certain way, because that's your guy.
You know you love Jay.
No, I think he's one of the greatest. He does. But I mean, there's nobody breathing that I agree with 100% of the time.
Me either.
I think everybody's okay. Listen, and that includes myself. I disagree with a lot of the decisions I've made in my life, right? So I don't agree with anybody 100% of the time, including myself. So, I just feel like sometimes people can be critiqued. Doesn't mean that they're not great. Doesn't mean that you don't have admiration and believe they can do great things. But nobody is beyond critique.
I believe it. I agree with that. Nobody is above reproach. So,
right.
All right. So let's get to this first one first. The Intimate All-Star Blackjack Party will have a $1 million pot and expected A-list guests, including Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, Tom Brady, Travis Scott, and more. Kevin Hart will MC the Intimate Casino Royale event that's being limited to 300 guests. Players will only have $100,000 buy-in to pay in the blackjack games, while non-players will pay $50,000. We hear the bash on September 30th at the Ocean Casino Resort will be donating the jackpot and being hosted with the Reform Alliance board, which includes Robert Kraft, Meek Mill, and Michael Rubin. All right, so this is Jay-Z's plans on hosting a $1 million blackjack party with the James Bond theme for the Reform Alliance. So he's raising money for prisons. Now, Jimmy, are you going to say this? He's working with the Illuminati to do this?
Hey, listen, man, eyes wide shut. I have no complaints.
No complaints?
No, here's what I'll say. I don't know how that really trickles down to the people. I get it. I mean, charity. I don't tell nobody to do with their time and their money, man. God bless them, man. Have fun. From a political standpoint, I think there's other things that can be done, but he once said, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment, so I guess, he's living his raps. God bless him. This is dope.
So what I will say is he has put his money up. I believe it's his money to fight for prison reform.
Yeah.
I know with Meek, I know they sued the prison in Mississippi or Alabama. I forget what state it was in. It was somewhere down south. I think that's something that we haven't really done before. And I think that's great.
So the Reform Alliance has done good work. I'm not saying anything negative or positive about it. I was just saying in terms of $1 million balls, all right, so put it this way, right? If you had access to resources like that, would that be the first thing that you want to do is put together $1 million ball? Or are there other things that you would tackle, right? As I look at what's going on with our people, there's so many other things that I would have done. But again, I can't tell anybody how to spend their money. I'm not judging them at all. They could do it the way they feel they have to do it. I'm not questioning anybody. I do what I feel is right, and other people do what they feel is right. It is what it is.
I mean, one thing that I think we learned from civil rights that civil rights still gets a heavy critique on is that it's going to take some of our white brothers and sisters, if that's even a thing, to be allies in some of these things. So they grab some of their cash and use it I think that's strategic, and I think it's smart.
I mean, yeah, but like for me, I'm always thinking about
the backlash.
Well, no, the politics of everything. Like, I mean, I get it, right? So I guess one of the things about maturing and growing, and it's funny, I was just having this conversation with Corey, is that you realize that a lot of life is in the gray area. A lot of life is nuanced.
Yes, it is. I argue, well, not argue, but I preach that to my son all the time. I said, you know, you think life is black and white, and it's not. I would say gray. I actually don't like saying gray.
Okay.
I'm a Combat Jack baby, right?
Internets, you know what it is, Combat Jack show. Dream those dreams and then man up and live those dreams. And woman up and live those dreams, because a life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in Technicolor and surround sound. Blah. When I was down at Howard, when I said that, I was like, I can't just say man up, so I had to include woman up. So, you know, man up and women up have lived those dreams.
What up, Pete?
And we are signing out. What up?
So I say the life is full of Technicolor.
That's right. Rest in power. Rest in power.
Yes, absolutely. But you know, there's so many ways to do a thing. And I mean, even you, for those of y'all who are watching, this show came up because, again, me and Jimmy be talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you know what? We should talk about this on air.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of talked about this and a couple other things that we want to talk about. We definitely talked about Airbnb. But one thing you said yesterday that I agree with is that there are many different ways to do a thing. Yes. It's not just one way. Mm-hmm. It's not just one way to help our people. It's not just one way to get rich or wealthy, whatever term you want to use. It's not just one way to go about life.
But I also feel like we have to tackle some of the issues we deal with as a people in multiple ways. And one of the things that I've been working on personally is like, you know, sometimes you have a belief about how things should go, even with what I'm saying regarding this topic. And you have to be able to hit things from different angles. And the fact of the matter is, as long as the people are fighting for our people overall, I'm okay with it, right? I don't have to agree with it, but, you know, I don't have to disrespect it. I can say, look, you got to do your thing. There are people fighting on all fronts for our folks every day. We work in the space of like personal finance and things like that, but there are people working on the political front. There are people working on the mental health front, right? It is not that one way is better than the other, but you have to allow people to do their work the way they see fit, as long as I feel like they're for the people. Now, if I feel like you're an agent or you're not for the people, that's different.